here on campus of North Carolina University, or Christ for today's regular season matchup between the Trojans from Mount Olive University and your North Carolina Crusaders. At this time, we ask that you rise for the invocation. Given that North Carolina women's soccer player, Gabrielle Porter, and please remain standing to honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Dear God, thank you for this day. Thank you for the opportunity to let these players play. Dear Lord, please let them stay safe and let them play this all for your glory. We pray this in Christ's name. Amen.
And now, let's start lines. First, we're listening to the Trojans. At middle, number 6, Mike and at 7, number 9, Jeff Astronomus. At middle, number 11, Andrew Snow. At left side, number 14, Brett Rutledge. At outside, number 24, Ivan Zakonovich. At outside, number 8, Peyton Sherman. At number 4, Ryan Thomas. And now, let's start our lines. The North Carolina Crusaders. At 7, number 5, Alexander Shinzen. At left side, number 11, Caleb Carlos. At outside, number 12, Aaron Cannon. At middle, number 13, Lou Railu. At middle, number 15, Matthew McMillan. At outside, number 18, John Childs. Forward, number 2, Dustin King.
Welcome everyone to some Friday night men's volleyball action here at Hayes Gymnasium on the campus of North Greenville University, as North Greenville, sitting at 2-1, gets ready to take on the unofficially ranked, as collegiate men's volleyball only takes the top 15, but Mount Olive is unofficially, if you look at the rankings, ranked 16th in the country in Division II. They are sitting at 2-0 after playing their first 2 games and taking both of those as a win. North Greenville fell to defending conference champion Pfeiffer last week, but they have racked up a win against Limestone, and that is very important early going for North Greenville. And they will look to take down the undefeated Trojans here tonight. Grace Sullivan with Caleb alongside, and Alec Haley producing as well, Caleb Johnson. And so now we are just about to get ready. We are just about to get underway.
And Gray, that one loss to Pfeiffer last week was an absolute heartbreaker of a game. North Greenville up 14-9 with the game all but over, and they end up losing the game against 19-17 or something like that. It was an absolute heartbreaker. Well-played game against a very good opponent in Pfeiffer. And so there's really not too much to be ashamed of in that loss.
And that showed us something, that this North Greenville squad will not give up until the final whistle sounds, because even though they did give up a 5-point lead, they kept battling hard and didn't let Pfeiffer just come take it outright.
And they played hard for all 5 sets as well. There were a couple moments we thought each team was going to kind of run away with it, but neither team was able to pull away with it until the very end.
And that's a big improvement from last season. Now North Greenville sitting at 2-1, looking pretty good in the early going of the season. This will be a test against Mount Olive here tonight. To start us off, serving is number 11, Caleb Arliss for North Greenville. We're underway. A little bit of a floater here, Mount Olive. They'll get a chance to return, and they will. Number 14, Brent Rutledge, a 6'6" sophomore out of Orlando, Florida. Opposite side hitter gets a point for Mount Olive. Trojans go up, and they will get the serve. Here's Jeff Yasolanis. Line drive serve, saved by John Childs, and now here comes Matthew McManaway. Nobody home for Mount Olive in the back corner.
Great job by McManaway to find that back corner on what appeared to be a set that was just a little bit high, but a good set nonetheless.
North Greenville answers Mount Olive. Now can they take the lead? Here's Alexander Shinzing. He will serve for NGU. Gets this one in. Here comes the set by the Trojans. Punch over saved by Shinzing. And now they'll set far side for Campbell, who gets stuffed at the net. That was Aaron Campbell.
Campbell will be a player to watch tonight. We talked about him in the Pfeiffer game a little bit. He's left-handed. That's what really makes him unique on the North Greenville squad. He's the only left-handed player on the team. And so you can switch up where you put him, and it can sometimes catch the opposing team off guard with their blocks, because the blocks will have to come at a little bit different angle.
And he returns fire, and Campbell gets the point for North Greenville after a nice dig by Shinzing and bump from Caleb Arliss to keep North Greenville alive. Campbell cashes it in. We're tied at 2. And now here's John Childs, number 18. He's a graduate transfer from Clemson, and he has made an immediate impact on this North Greenville squad. It is great to see Childs get some meaningful play time in his graduate years.
And great, he can absolutely swing with the best of them. He pounds that ball, I think, unlike anyone else on the team.
He was definitely instrumental in part of that comeback against Pfeiffer that ultimately fell short in the 5th set. But Childs, Campbell, and Vaiu'u are 3 strong players on this squad for North Greenville. Then you throw in McManaway. And you got 6'7". Childs is 6'6".
And I don't really think that you can doubt what Childs brings to the table off the court as well. It's just he's already graduated school. Just having that little bit of extra experience no doubt helps the team stay tight in games that could end up being blowouts or would have ended up being blowouts last year when the team was so young.
Number 24, Ivan Trofanic gets the point for Mount Olive. The Trojans inch back out in front. Now Mike Mann on the serve, out of bounds though. Service error against the Trojans. North Greenville ties it back up and will go to serve. Mount Olive's got an interesting number out on the court right now. You don't normally see number 88, Peyton Shearman, 6'5" sophomore out of Alpine, California. Not too often you see a number that high in men's volleyball, at least not that I've seen. So I think that's pretty unique considering the Mount Olive roster goes from 44 to 88. Now the officials, a second visit over to the scores table and as many point attempts. Coach Battenfield, head coach Fred Battenfield of North Greenville, having a conversation with the official over there. Take a look at head coach David Heller for Mount Olive. He's assisted by Colby Mangum. And they have gotten out to a hot start for Mount Olive, 2-0 we mentioned. Both those wins coming at home, and they have snagged a conference win as well. North Greenville taking that conference loss to Pfeiffer, but equaling that with a conference win against Limestone. Coach Heller getting a explanation. On the court right now, Shinzing, McManaway, Arliss, Childs, Campbell, and Vailu'u for North Greenville. Take a look at the Trojans. You got Shearman, Yasolanis, Rutledge, Libero, Ryan Thomas, and Andrew Sideout. We're back underway. McManaway on the serve. Here comes the set by Yasolanis, and Childs unable to bring that one in. Mount Olive takes the point. And now here is Rutledge on to serve. Childs handles it. Shinzing the set. Looks to the near side. Here's Vailu'u. Gets it off the block, and it's a point for North Greenville.
Game is shaping up a lot like the last game against Pfeiffer. Neither team's able to get ahead, and they're just equaling each other in points, like on a seesaw.
Campbell, high serve, brought down by Mount Olive. Double decoys used by the Trojans, and they'll cash it in. It's 5-4 in favor of Mount Olive. Here's Trofunic, 6'3" freshman out of Serbia, serves it in. Shinzing sets for North Greenville. Vailu'u blocked in the middle. Shinzing sets it again. They'll try Campbell far side. That one is dug by Trofunic for Mount Olive. Now some return fire blocked by Vailu'u. Rutledge unable to get it past the Hawaiian, and we're tied at 5. Here's Caleb Arliss, a sophomore out of Windsor, Connecticut. Another great addition to this North Greenville squad. Can't quite find the inbounds line.
And that was a problem we saw. Both teams, Pfeiffer and North Greenville in the last game, service errors were a big reason neither team was able to get ahead. We'll see if that's been improved on any this past week in practice for Coach Battenfield's squad.
And there's Aaron Campbell rising up. That is why we talk about this talented freshman so much. He just showed it right there. He's got a lot of power in that left arm.
An excellent awareness on the court. He's on the back row right now, so that hit has to come. He has to leave his feet behind the 10-foot line as well. So he's good enough that they're trying to incorporate him into the game from behind the 10-foot line. It says a lot to his aptitude.
Vailu'u serves it out of bounds. That'll go back to the Trojans. They have the lead again. Shinzing has to go out of his way to set it, and Campbell with a punch over, tapped right back by Mike Mann for Mount Olive. Now the Trojans go up 2. This is the largest lead for anybody tonight so far. Yasolanis on to serve. Arliss handles it. We'll go to Shinzing. Near side, here's Childs, and there's John Childs getting into the game. Graduate transfer from out of Greenville, South Carolina, making an impact here early in the Mount Olive game. And now Mount Olive can't get the set. Yasolanis pulled out of position and ran out of room into the scorer's stand here on the official stand here on the near side. Now North Greenville gets 2 quick points. We're tied at 8. Shinzing serves. Here's the set by Yasolanis from Mount Olive. Far side, and for number 14, Rutledge. look to Shearman to serve for the Trojans. Sends it up. Handled by number 2, that's Dustin King. And North Greenville able to get the point. Dustin King, one of those unsung heroes on the North Greenville squad. Libero, sophomore out of Haines City, Florida. The serve from Childs trims the net, and the return from Mount Olive is a strong one as the senior Mike Mann sends it right back where it came from. The Trojans go back up 1.
King is arguably one of the most important players on the North Greenville team. There were a couple games last year where he was out, one game in particular due to an injury, and the whole team struggled. He's your libero, so he's the guy who's going to get the first pass like he did there, and the first pass is crucial to a good set.
And the officials say Arliss did not get his block to stay inbounds. Mount Olive takes the point. Man on the serve, into the net. Not enough distance on it. North Greenville takes over on the service error. Now we see Matthew McManaway going back. He'll serve. Floats this one a little too high and out of bounds. Short serve handled by Arliss. Shinzing sets near side. Here's Vailu'u. This one popped up, but recovered by Thomas. And the return rejected. Trofanic couldn't get it over. And a short-handed hop from Shearman doesn't make it over. 4 hits called against Mount Olive as they are unable to return fire against North Greenville. Crusaders come back to within 1. It's 12-11.
Good job by Yasalonis there. He set the ball off of the block, which was not easy because it's not coming in a nice spin like he's used to getting in practice off of a bump pass.
North Greenville having some trouble finding the backcourt line. Campbell sends that one sailing out, and the Trojans go back up 2. Trofanic to serve. Line drive, popped straight up by Childs. Shinzing sets, far side, here's Campbell. Decides to short-hand it over, recovered by Thomas. Shearman off the block and almost, Seidel almost got it. There's King with a great save, but Childs can't get it over. Mount Olive takes a 3-0 run to a 14-11 lead. Trofanic serves again. He's got some speed on it. North Greenville able to hang on to it. Here's Arliss, blocked. And inbounds. Yasalanis got a good piece of that one.
It landed out, and the serve's going to go to North Greenville.
Call reversed. It is called out. 14-12. Here's Arliss on to serve. Yasalanis sets it backwards, and North Greenville's able to hang on to that one after they bobble it at the net. Here comes the set, far side, and inbounds right in the middle from Shearman. Mount Olive goes back up 3. Another great save, just North Greenville unable to do anything with it. Now number 3, Hugo Van Garderen serves and floats this one high and out of bounds. Sit at 15-13 with Mount Olive up 2. Here is Vailu'u. Floats this one in, but it stays in bounds. Here comes the set. Man, blocked by McManaway. It went out of bounds, though, and Mount Olive takes the point. Great job by McManaway to stuff the middle, just couldn't quite get it to stay in bounds.
That's unfortunate for McManaway. He was in the right place at the right time, and
for sure,
quite get it to land in.
Shinzing tried to quick flip it over, And North Greenville gets the point.
However, when you're McManaway, you're going to take that block every single time because sometimes it will land in, but it's always, even if it lands out, it's always good to remind the other team that they can't just come up and swing at will.
Here's Shinzing on the serve. Yasalana sets, man, being a force to be reckoned with in the middle for Mount Olive, 17-14 here in set number 1. That last point for North Greenville was a kill by Alexander Shinzing. It was a block error by Shearman. And now a point to Mount Olive.
Caught North Greenville in the net. And Coach Battenfield's going to take a timeout here and see if he can rally his troops before this set gets away from him.
Mount Olive out to a 4-point lead, 18-14. North Greenville calls timeout. We'll step away for a short break. Be back here soon on the North Greenville Sports Network. Back here at Hayes Gymnasium, coming out of the North Greenville timeout. With North Greenville down by 4 to Mount Olive, 18-14. Got a quick update first. We'll send it over to Alan Cahaley for some basketball news between North Greenville and Mount Olive.
Yeah, sort of a coincidence that these two teams are playing each other, but Mount Olive women's basketball has defeated North Greenville 72-58.
Sherman on to serve for Mount Olive, and North Greenville's got to do something to get it over. They won't be able to. Child's the last man to hit it. North Greenville reacting a little slow to that service. It's a 5-point lead for the Trojans now as Shearman goes back to serve again. Sends this one in. King pops it up. Shinzing sets. Childs here on the near side. Is it inbounds? Yes. Oh, and that looked like it had some sideways spin to be able to stay in bounds. The sideline was well guarded by Mann, and Childs was able to get it around him. And speaking of Childs, he goes back to serve for NGU. Here comes the serve, handled by Thomas. And this one popped over by Rutledge. North Greenville able to get to it. Credit Childs on the dig. Mount Olive looking to return, and Childs won't be able to return that one from Rutledge. And I think Mount Olive's got a star left-hander of their own. Am I seeing Brett Rutledge hit that left-handed?
I believe you are. Something that North Greenville should be used to as they practice against Aaron Campbell just about every day.
Man, unable to get that one to drop in. 20-16 with Mount Olive still up 4. A substitution on for North Greenville. Here comes number 9. That's Grayson Lawrence. Been a while since we've seen him. Saw him a little bit in the scrimmage against Clemson back in, I believe it was November.
But I believe this will be his first official action as a Crusader.
There's Lawrence on the serve. It trims the net and it drops in. .64 freshman out of Richmond, Virginia.
He's probably going to tell everyone that's how I plan to do it.
I meant to do that. So Lawrence will get a second shot. This one trims the net, but Mount Olive is ready. And can they get it over? And this one is set high and out of bounds by Rutledge. So Lawrence, 2 for 2 so far. He's got North Greenville to back within too, 2018. Lawrence, a third time. Drops this one in, Mount Olive again. Here comes the return shot, and inbounds by Trofanic. And the Trojans seize the momentum back.
Excellent hit there by Trofanic. No one had any clue who was going to be able to hit that, and they went to the hitter from behind, and instead of the one on either side, and it was excellently played by Mount Olive.
Robert Poole on to serve for Mount Olive. There's Arliss to Shenzing, and now Vaiu'u for North Greenville. Gets it to bounce off the libero, Thomas. And with that, it's 21-19. Mount Olive looking for 4 more. North Greenville needing a comeback. And here comes number 7, Silas Jenkins. He's normally the go-to guy here in the late game for North Greenville, and he is on right now.
The reliable middle reliever.
Jenkins serves it in to the far side for Mount Olive, and they will get it in. Trifanovic gets it in again. The Trojans now 3 away from taking the first set. Timeout called again for North Greenville. That will be their second timeout called, and Mount Olive is 3 away from taking the first set at 22-19. Mentioned that North Greenville lost to Mount Olive in women's basketball up at Mount Olive. The North Greenville women's team struggles continue. They will look to get back on track as we carry on the season into February. Also, several other great sporting events coming up in February. You got men's and women's lacrosse making their second season debut, just like men's volleyball is here after their first full season of competition. We've got softball coming back. Hopefully, we'll be able to get a game soon on the new turf, new field. And baseball will be coming back. And speaking of baseball, they were picked to finish second in the Conference Carolinas after upsetting the preseason #1 favorite in the Conference Carolinas, Mount Olive.
I believe that their season starts on February 3rd.
They take on Anderson at Anderson, and then they will return home to play their first home game the next day on the 4th. We will be carrying that live here on the North Greenville Sports Network, so stay tuned.
One of 17 home regular season games to go with 37 away games for the baseball team this year, so a lot of traveling.
Back to action as Trifanovic serves it in. North Greenville looking to get back into things, and Caleb Arliss will do just that. Shorthands it over, 22-20. Arliss goes back to serve. Sends it in. This one's got some speed on it. It spins backward. Can Mount Olive keep it in? It bounces off the roof and goes out of bounds as Thomas bounced it off the roof twice. And the low ceiling here in Hayes claims its first victim.
That was the first time I think I've ever seen one played so far back that it got behind the roof. And I know that we've had just when we're just recreationally playing in here, there's been instances of where a ball, whether it's a soccer ball or a basketball or a volleyball, gets caught up in that ceiling where he was playing. That would have been interesting and probably something that would have been a first for men's volleyball.
That was Peyton Sherman that went all the way back to try and one-hand it back in and give it to Thomas. Mount Olive takes that latest point. 23, yeah, it's a 23-21 lead for Mount Olive. Now last point credited to Peyton Shearman. And another delay is official again over at the scores table, trying to confirm that last point. And now, as the delay continues, getting word from Allie. He's got some baseball news about this defending conference championship team coached by Landon Powell.
Yeah, I was going to say the main concern coming into this season was pitching. However, Coach Powell has gotten 16 transfers coming in this year, the majority of them pitchers. So it should be a very, very interesting season.
So he's adopted the Atlanta Braves strategy.
Get a lot of pitchers.
That's exactly right. That's good news to hear. In the meantime, John Childs trying to get North Greenville back into it. His tap over doesn't go. Arliss with a nice dig. Shinzing sets by Lu'u. Unable to get it in bounds on the far side. And it will be set point for Mount Olive at 24-21. North Greenville out of timeouts. Mount Olive with the momentum late in the first set. Sidal serves, handled by Jenkins. Shinzing sets, far side, Lu'u blocked back in. And it will be a point to Mount Olive. They will take the first set, 25-21. That will do it from the first set. Mount Olive going up an early lead, 1-0. This was the case against Pfeiffer. But North Greenville was able to battle back and take the second set. We'll see if the tradition holds true. We'll step away for our in-between set break. Mount Olive takes the first one, 25-21 here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Back here for the second set between North Greenville and Mount Olive University. The Crusaders are going to need a bounce back like they had in their last game against Pfeiffer. They're down 1-0. And this young squad, still young, only in their second full season of competition, is entirely capable of doing that, taking on the undefeated Trojans. North Greenville with a 2-1 record itself, looking to improve upon last season where they did manage to make the postseason tournament as the number 8 seed, where they did have to go on the road to play Pfeiffer, and they will look to try and work their way up the conference leaderboards.
But making a comeback is something that the team, this year's team, has been able to do that last year's team was not able to do at all. If they got down in a game, then they typically lost that game in 3 sets. We had very few 4- and 5-set games. If they got up a set, they would win in 3 games, but very, very rarely did we see them go to extra sets.
It was tough to climb out of the hole, but North Greenville has proven they are back in action and ready to do that this season. The year has made quite a difference, and we're underway in the second set. Mount Olive starts us off with Yasalanis on the serve. First point to NGU, however. That'll be a 1-0 lead for North Greenville early. Alexander Shinzing goes back to serve. Here comes the serve. This one handled by Mount Olive to the far side. Childs repulses the Trojans, but the block lands out of bounds. Mount Olive is up on the board. And now here is Shearman. He'll go back to serve. King handles it. Shinzing to set. Far side. Here is Connor Ryan. And Ryan gets that one in. Great job by Connor Ryan to find the hole in the defense. And now John Childs goes back to serve in for NGU.
Ryan's getting involved early in this. In the last game against Pfeiffer, it took him a little while to settle in, but he eventually got there. And he's basically the utility man for Coach Battenfield on this North Greenville team. He can do everything pretty well.
McManaway and Arles combined for a block to stuff Mount Olive at the net. Crusaders go up 3-1. Here's Childs, again to serve. This one handled by Thomas for the Trojans. Quick shot taken. McManaway with the block though. Here comes Arles, and he'll get it inbounds.
Great back set by Shinzing. He knew exactly where Arles was, and Arles knew exactly where the Trojans were not.
Childs, third straight serve, sends this one in, and almost a miscommunication by Mount Olive, and Childs reaches out for it. And it bounces off his right hand, out of bounds to a point for Mount Olive. Not sure that one would have stayed in, as Trifunovic looked like he might have just sailed that one a little too far, but catches a break. And now Arles with King right behind him to make the dig. Great job by Dustin King. And Ryan gets the point for NGU off the block. Great job there, it's 5-2. Now McManaway goes to the corner to serve. Floats this one in. Here comes Mount Olive. Blocked, is it inbounds? Yes. McManaway again, as well as Vai'uu, getting the better of Brett Rutledge. It's a 4-point lead for North Greenville, 6-2. McManaway serves it again. Yasalanis to set, near side, McManaway gets contact but can't bring it in as Trifunovic gets the Trojans back on the right track. Now Poole serves it again. Childs handles that one. Shinzing sets it. Vai'uu sidearms the net, but gets it to drop. Lu'uga Vai'uu, or Lou, as his friends like to call him.
You can hear the chants ringing throughout Hayes when he gets a chance to hit the ball. much like when Luke Keekley gets a tackle.
Hey, you're always going to know when that happens for the Panthers. As Caleb Arliss just barely misses the corner, the near side corner on a nice rally for North Greenville. They come up just short by a couple of inches.
That would have been incredibly impressive had he been able to pick the corner from across the court.
Now Trifunovic serves low into the net. Four for North Greenville. They still have the lead. Arliss back to serve for NGU. High serve, low into the net. A lot of drop on that one. On the serve, side out. For Mount Olive, North Greenville looking to return. Childs got his shot blocked. And Arliss unable to get it back over the net. There was a great punch block by Mount Olive at the net. Couldn't quite see who it was. I have a feeling it was Shearman though. He gets a hand on it, and the Trojans are back to within 2. Bryan with the last minute defense. We have a whistle and a point to Mount Olive.
Like maybe Shinzing or Valu'u in the net there for North Greenville, and the point will go to Mount Olive.
Arliss handles it. King has to stretch out for it. Childs gets it over. This one off the rafter. And Mount Olive is unable to respond to player 3. The rafters for Hayes claim their second victim tonight.
The rafters are kind of like that annoying little brother that can either really help you in a game or he'll hurt you. Maybe if you're like playing Battleship and he tells you where your friends' ships are, or maybe like he gives you the wrong information. That's what the rafters are the equivalent of.
Peyton Shearman not getting the wrong information. He gets the point and the kill for Mount Olive. It's 9-8, Trojans back within 1. Jeff Yasolanis to serve for Mount Olive. To Childs, here's Shinzing on the set. They'll give McManaway near side. Mount Olive ready for it, Trifunovic, and man, absolutely pounded that one. 4th kill of the night for Mike Mann. Senior out of Fallbrook, California. Point to North Greenville, so the Crusaders able to catch a break on that last series.
Mount Olive's bench seems to be just about as loud as everyone else in Hayes Gymnasium. They brought their own cheerleading squad.
That's about what you have to do, as here comes number 12, Poole. Robert Poole gets the point, the sophomore out of Enfield, England, ties it up at 10.
Arliss just couldn't quite get under that. I think it kind of took a funny spin off of a block and threw his timing off just a little bit.
Served by the Trojans into the net from Shearman. North Greenville again with the break, takes the service error and the serve back, and a point, up 11-10. Childs back to serve. This one handled by Thomas. There's a set by Yasolanis. And blocked at the net is Trifunovic. McManaway again standing tall and getting a piece of it. It's 12-10. We'll look back to Childs to serve again. This one handled by Thomas again. Here's a set by Yasolanis. Far side. Again, another block, but is it inbounds? No, out of bounds. Point to Mount Olive. That one was Poole again. That'll make it 12-11. And now Mann serves it. Here's Arliss, Shinzing, near side McManaway, got it! Giving Mann a little taste of his own medicine.
McManaway absolutely got behind that.
I think he was a little tired of seeing it fly past him from Mann. McManaway serves it, Mount Olive return, and it called a piece of Childs on the way out. But no fault to John Childs, just unable to get out of the way of that one. Mount Olive back within one, it's 13-12. Here comes the serve from Poole. Childs to Shinzing, far side, here's Vailulu, he's blocked. King with the one-handed, falling down, gets it over. And North Greenville unable to get the point on what was an incredible save by Dustin King.
Was able to pancake that as he dove across the floor. An amazing display of athleticism.
Poole trims the net, King handles it though. Here's Shinzing, goes back to Ryan, up off the block, and Mount Olive is able to return it. Trifunovic got it over, and out of bounds. North Greenville unable to return fire. It's 14-13, and Mount Olive has taken the lead in the second set.
The set from Shinzing was just a little bit high and outside for Arliss.
This one bounces off of Arliss. Vailulu gets it back in, and Shinzing knocks it over. Good job. Now here comes Mount Olive. Trifunovic, Shinzing, here's King, and now Arliss just hits it over. Thomas for the Trojans. Yasalonis right down the middle, inbounds on the far side from Andrew Sideout. Well, looking at Robert Poole for Mount Olive, number 12. He's another left-hander, and these lefties have got some power for both Mount Olive and North Greenville. Poole again had the firepower, just didn't quite have the range into the net, and North Greenville takes a point off the service error. Here's Ryan, he'll serve. This one handled, set by Yasalonis, and caught a piece of King from Poole. 16-14, my goodness.
The ball's moving incredibly fast through here tonight.
And Robert Poole doing everything he can. Trifunovic will serve. Trims the net, and he's got an ace in front of a diving John Childs. And Mount Olive starting to run away with things. Timeout called, North Greenville. That's our first one of the second set as Mount Olive has come back and they're starting to make some noise here in the second set. It's 17-14 in favor of the Trojans here on the North Greenville Sports Network. North Greenville in a hold of Mount Olive late as we move into the late game here in the second set. 17-14, the advantage for the Trojans, and they have had quite a comeback here in the second set, largely led by the Englishman Robert Poole. While the Serbian will start us off, Trifunovic. Here's Arliss for North Greenville. Thomas there to dig it. And now far side Poole. Not before whistles, and a double hit against Mount Olive is called. That will give the Crusaders a point, and they're back within 2, 17-15. Look for Arliss to go back to serve. Sends it in, and Trifanovic cannot locate it again as the Raptors get their 3rd point, and North Greenville gets their 16th.
Some other foreigners on the Mount Olive roster. We have Hugo van Gerderen from the Netherlands, as well as Brandon Moynihan, and Joel Roberts is another Englishman.
You got Fabian Raman from Sweden.
And Kian Holivot from Belgium, and I probably butchered that.
Still like to hear some of these guys' stories, how they got from their original home countries to Mount Olive. This one lands inbounds in front of Dustin King for Mount Olive. The Trojans reclaim the lead 18-17. Here's Arliss, sets for the serve. Shensing by Lu. Ooh, looks like he's gonna get it. He will. Gets it to bounce off Seidow. Andrew Seidow, 6'6" junior from Midlothian, Virginia. Here's Vailu on the serve. And can't get it over the net. Mount Olive inches back out in front. And point to North Greenville after the service error. Yasalonis sent that one a little too high, afraid it was going to hit the rafter. So the stutter step cost Mount Olive the lead. We're tied back at 19. Here's Shenzing on the serve for North Greenville. Sends this one in. Thomas to Yasalonis, punches it up one-handed, up off the block and out of bounds. The point to Mount Olive is Shearman very excited about that one. He'll go back to serve. King handles the serve. Shenzing sets. Near side. Here's Childs, and he gets blocked. But the point goes to North Greenville. That block went out of bounds. The other interesting note to this Mount Olive roster, you got a couple of high school teammates. Nate Saska and Peyton Shearman, both from Alpine, California, and from Steel Canyon High School. The serve from Childs. The return shot blocked by McManaway at the middle. And now here comes number 24, that's Trifanovic. This shot's handled by North Greenville. Arliss sends it over. Another chance for Mount Olive. Here's Poole. Childs handles that hot shot, but nobody home in the middle for North Greenville. Great job to be able to get a hand on a shot from Poole, but he's able to catch North Greenville out of position. It's 21-20 in favor of Mount Olive. Here's Mann back on the court. He'll serve for the Trojans. Near side, Ryan gets the point, bounces it off of Yasalonis, the setter. Second set coming down to the wire, tied up at 21.
And there's no doubt these last few sets are going to be these last few points are going to be very, very important to how this game comes out. If North Greenville is able to pull out this, they may come back and win it. But if they lose this set, then they're probably going to. It would be very, very difficult for them to come back and win the game. It'll take all 5 sets, and that's going to be very, very difficult to do.
They'll have to click off 3 in a row. Here's Ryan on the serve, handled by Trifanovic. Yasalonis sets, Poole, far side blocked, and it's inbounds. Arliss got a piece of that one. Good job by Caleb Arliss. And Mount Olive takes a timeout. That's their first one of the second set. North Greenville with the advantage at 22-21. Time called on the court by Mount Olive. We'll step away for a short break here on the North Greenville Sports Network. out of the Mount Olive timeout. Crusaders up 22-21, trying to even the set count back up at 1 apiece. And Grayson Lawrence back on the court. And his first official collegiate start came on in the first set and went 2 for 2 on points. He trims the net and he's got another one. Two of his 3 points tonight have been aces.
Where they bounced off the net. The first time I thought, it's better to be lucky than good. The second time I thought, okay, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice. Or fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. Third time, I think this is just skill. I think he really is this good.
Trefanovic not letting Mount Olive go away quietly. He gets that point for the Trojans. Here's Poole back to serve. Let's see if he's got a high-handed serve. No, he floats this one in. Arliss, and this one bounces off King. And North Greenville not able to respond to that one. As somebody got a hand on it from Mount Olive. Glad to see King's okay from that one. I think he took that one square on the left side of the head. Arliss again. Shinzing sets. Here's Vailu'u, and Poole is not ready for it. It is set point for North Greenville at 24-23 after Vailu'u sets things up. And now another new face gets on the court. Christopher Moy, freshman out of Ocoee, Florida. Serves it in. Set point for NGU. Here comes a shot from Mount Olive. King digs that one up. Shinzing sets. Here comes Childs. Yes, it's in. Stop for a moment. John Childs had just barely pushed it out of bounds. No such. And the second set goes to North Greenville. On an incredible late rally, they take the second set by the closest of margins you can, 25-23. All the credit to John Childs on that last shot, tiptoeing the backcourt line.
And Mount Olive thought they had that point there for a second, but the referee ruled it in North Greenville's favor, and that's all she wrote for set number 2 here in Tigerville.
So we're all tied up at a set apiece. We'll head to the third set to see who can gain an advantage here on the North Greenville Sports Network.
we're back in Hayes Gymnasium for set number 3 here in Tigerville. It was quite an exciting set number 2.
Looks like we're going to be in for another handful, much like the Pfeiffer game. We're tied we're here in set number 3. We're tied at a set apiece. North Greenville will start us off. Shinzing tiptoes the net, gets it over there. McManaway puts it back, double-handed. Used all of his 6'7" frame to stretch over the Mount Olive defender. Here's Shinzing again. Second straight serve. Far side, and Shearman has been one of many hot-handed players, along with Mike Mann. That will get Mount Olive on the board. And we're tied at 1. High serve from Yesalonis, gets in. Shinzing sets, McManaway partially blocked, Shearman recovers, and now Mann gets it past Arliss for a point for the Trojans. Now Yesalonis back to serve for Mount Olive, sends this one in. Arliss gets to it, here's Shinzing the set, far side Childs, blocked. Yeah, not in bounds. Point to North Greenville, we're tied at 2. Now Childs ready to serve again. Sends this one in, got some pop on that one. And now Mann goes soft, and it's a one-handed save by Shinzing. Here comes Arliss. This one saved by Thomas for the Trojans. Back to the far side, here comes Poole, and it's out of bounds.
Shinzing with the pancake there to save the play.
And that was flat as a pancake. He somehow got his right hand underneath it. 3-2 North Greenville. Childs turns the net, handled by Shearman. Here he comes back on the near side. Another great save by Shinzing, but Ryan runs into the scores table chasing after it. Comes out okay, but Mount Olive's tied it at 3.
I think everyone at the scorers table is okay as well.
A heads up over there.
Scorers table itself, though.
Shearman on to serve. King handles it. Here comes Shinzing to set. McManaway right in the middle. Thomas pops it up off the roof. Not in time for Trifunovic. And the ceiling gets back into the swing of things. North Greenville goes up 4-3. McManaway serves for North Greenville. Low and into the net. And we're tied back up at 4. Here's the serve by Mann to Arliss. Shinzing sets, far side. Ryan blocked, back up in bounds though. Vailulu recovers. Shinzing sets, and they go to King, who comes flying in, and he gets the point. No, he doesn't. That would have been a great ricochet shot, but Dustin King's bounce off the rafter will go to Mount Olive. It's 5-4 to the in favor of the Trojans. North Greenville trying to tie again. They will do so with Connor Ryan. Connor Ryan will tie it back up at 5. Nice right-handed hook. Here comes a set by Yesalonis, short-handed by Poole. Childs, easy dig. Now Arliss, far side into the back corner. Shearman's there. Here comes Shearman's back down the middle, and he's sent packing by Vailulu. 6-5, North Greenville up 1. Lead changes hands again. Here comes Mount Olive. Off speed, Trifunovic can't get it to go. Vailulu's blocked, but not Shinzing. How often do you see the setter coming up and making a kill like that?
Not often. It's certainly not something that you want to see regularly. You know, you want them to take just about all of the second hits. really no one else should be setting the ball unless it's just an odd play, and you certainly don't want Shinzing to kill it on a regular basis.
Sidell kills that one for Mount Olive. Gets a point for the Trojans.
But not to take anything away from Shinzing, that was a good kill. It's just not something that you want to see regularly.
Here's Poole on the serve. Got that left-handed, but can't get it over the net. Service there, and North Greenville goes up 8-6. This is going to be an important set because if North Greenville wins the third set, they can possibly close this one out. And it's going to be interesting to see if they can do that because against Pfeiffer, they had to use the fourth set to come back. And I really want to see how they will react with a set advantage going into the fourth set if they can get to that.
I think that you could absolutely see them take it in the fourth set if they take the third set.
Boy, give Dustin King and John Childs a lot of credit to try and get the point for North Greenville, but Mount Olive just a little too much for them on that series. And it's 8-7, the Trojans inch back within 1 point.
But momentum is going to be incredibly important after this set because both of these teams are very, very excited. This is about as animated as I've seen Coach Battenfield in a long time, especially at the end of that second set. So momentum's going to be important, and I think we'll probably be out of here in 4 sets.
John Childs is trying to give North Greenville some of that momentum. North Greenville goes up 9-7 after Childs gets back into it. The serve from Vailu'u. Thomas, Yasalona sets, far side, Shearman, out of bounds. Point to North Greenville, it's 10-7. Vailu'u to serve. Thomas, Yasalonis, far side, Shearman blocked, but amazingly backed up by Kian Holovoet. Mount Olive returns, Ryan, Shinzing, now Childs near side, up off the block. He's backed up by Poole. And that one finally put to bed by Sidell. Mount Olive back within 2.
Childs with the attempted block on the last play, but left his feet just a little bit early.
Here's Shinzing, he goes for the quick flip, and he gets it. As a setter, you can do that. It's not often we see it though, but when you get a gap that big in the middle of the defense for Mount Olive, Shinzing saw his opportunity and read it well. Excellent read there by Shinzing, just to keep Mount Olive on their toes a little bit. Remind the Trojans that he can do that, and he's actually more than willing to do that. Well, they've already seen what his base power is. He got a kill on him earlier, so Shinzing going a little subterfuge, but still getting the point. And Mike Mann still not afraid as the senior cashes that one in. 11-9. North Greenville still up 2, but Mike Mann on the court doing everything he can. Gasolonis on the serve, doesn't get it over the net. North Greenville inches back out by 3. And they've been able to hold this 2 3-point lead pretty steady for the last couple of series. Childs on to serve again. Sends this one low, and Thomas has to dive for it. And Mount Olive is able to return it with Shearman. North Greenville again. Here's Shinzing. Arliss near side block, but it's out of bounds. Shearman and Mann unable to get it back on the right side of the line. Great job by Arliss as that set was just a little bit high and a little bit behind him, and he had to hang up there in the air and reach back for it, but he was able to get it down hard enough that the ball came back out of bounds on the block. And Mount Olive takes their first time out of the third set. North Greenville goes up 4, 13-9 here on the North Greenville Sports Network. out of the Mount Olive timeout. North Greenville up over the Trojans 13-9 in men's volleyball action. We'll send it to our producer and our own bear, Alan Cahaley.
Thanks, Gray.
Just like college game day.
With 9 minutes, 28 seconds left in the first half, North Greenville men's basketball leading Mount Olive 26-23.
And that's a very interesting matchup. That's a matchup of the conference championship final from a year ago.
We'll be back shortly with another game break.
Child starts us off after the timeout. Backward set by Yasalonis, unable to get the intended result for Mount Olive. And now here comes Mann, and he gets blocked. McManaway and Arliss finally got enough of the ball to block Mike Mann, who has been roasting North Greenville all night. And that might be a turn of events. Childs to serve. Here comes Yasalonis to set. Far side for Poole. And King again makes a great save, but Childs can't keep it in. Too much backspin on that one.
Childs tried to come around and kick that ball, but he wasn't able to locate it as he spun around, and it was just out of reach.
Shearman to serve for the Trojans. To Childs. Shinzing sets it. McManaway gets it to go off of Yasalonis. 15-10. North Greenville. Mount Olive can only stop the momentum one more time. And that from so far, that last time out, not achieving the results Coach Heller wanted. Poole blocked straight up in the air and easy set for Vailu. Now here comes Arliss. This one blocked out of bounds. And it's going to be a point to North Greenville. 6-point lead. This is the largest lead by far for anyone tonight. And contrary to the Pfeiffer game, North Greenville is running away with this third set. Here comes Mann, and he gets the Trojans back on track. And actually, let me correct myself. I remember I think it was, the third and fourth set that each team ran away with individually, and that's what sent us to the fifth one.
I do believe so.
So North Greenville finally able to get the advantage of Mount Olive for the moment. This one tipped out of bounds by Mount Olive. Connor Ryan making moves on the far side. 17-11. North Greenville in business. Let's see if they can close out the third set. It's Ryan back to serve. There it comes. Yasalonis sets, far side, and inbounds from, that was number 23, Kian Holovoet. Sophomore from Brussels, Belgium. Served by Poole to Arliss. Shinzing sets, look to go far side, there's Ryan there. And we have whistles. What's the call?
And a replay that as the ball looked like it rolled out onto the court. I don't know where from.
So we'll retry.
A ball ended up on the court, and they'll stop play immediately for that. You don't want someone to step on it.
No problem there for Vailu. Gets that point and the kill. It's 18-12. Lou cashes it in. Arliss back to serve for NGU. Crusaders up 6. They've been on a roll ever since the Mount Olive timeout. This one bounces off, and it's gonna roll off the light fixture. And this one will be saved by Childs. He'll get the set. This one's gonna bounce off the roof. Mount Olive ready for it this time. And sent back over by Ryan Thomas for the Trojans. Shinzing sets again. Here comes Childs, and he gets it in. 19-12. North Greenville goes up 7.
Shinzing put that right in Child's wheelhouse, and Child just crushed it.
I would have been interested to see what would have happened or what would have been called if that ball managed to get stuck in between the rafter and the light fixture.
We would have replayed our second point in a row.
And then somebody would have had to go up and get it. As Peyton Shearman bounces the ball off of Shinzing, and a point from Mount Olive gets them to back within 6. But the way North Greenville's rolling here in the third set, Mount Olive has got a lot of work to do. It's Holavoet back to serve. Floats it in. Arliss bobbles it and can't bring it in. Ace for Holavoet, and it's 19-14.
It's like Arliss just let that one slip right through his fingers there.
Holavoet, after getting an ace, back to serve again. Here comes the serve. To Arliss, gets this one. Shinzing will set it. Near side, here's Childs, blocked out of bounds. Point to North Greenville. Yasalonis blocks it out of bounds. 2014, NGU 5 away. Luuga Vai-Uu back to serve. It's a spin on this one. Can't get it in though. Like at 2015, Mount Olive creeping back into the pitcher, down 5. We'll look to side out to serve for the Trojans. Arliss pops it up, Shinzing sets it. Here's McMahon away. Gets it to bounce off side out, and it's 21-7-15. Mount Olive with 1 timeout, North Greenville with 2. Here's Shinzing to serve. This one pops straight up by Shearman. Shearman gets it back. Shinzing sets it. Here's Ryan. Bounced off Thomas. Yasona sets back to Shearman. Arliss comes up for it. Shinzing sets again. Here's Childs. Pops it off the block. And it's a point for North Greenville.
Just the pure arm strength by Childs on that hit. He had no forward momentum going into that at all. In fact, he had to step back so that he could get a hold of it.
He was actually coming back down after jumping just a little bit early. And you're right, Caleb, he still managed to get enough contact to get a solid hit and bounce it off the defender. And in the meantime, Mount Olive is forced to burn their second timeout to try and stop this North Greenville momentum, as they are 3 away from the set win. North Greenville 3 points away from taking the third set and sending it to a 4th set, which the Crusaders would be favored to win. And the pressure will be on Mount Olive to try and send it to a 5th set. And it's been, if I looked at the calendar correctly, 10 days since the last time North Greenville took the court. So this off period looks like so far it has done very well for North Greenville. It has worked very well. See if we get Silas Jenkins in the game here. Here's Shinzing to serve. Yesalona sets, far side Shearman. King, again, great dig. Shinzing sets it, Ryan pops it over. Here's Thomas. Yesalona sets for the Trojans. Far side Shearman again, gets it inbound. Trojans not done yet. And this is also a dangerous point in the set for North Greenville. This was how Pfeiffer was able to come back on them. North Greenville with a big lead. Mount Olive slowly chipping away. Yasalona serves, King gets it, Shinzing sets. McManaway, not gonna let it happen though. 2 away, 23-16 for North Greenville.
McManaway's, he's 6'7", so by the time he jumps, you're looking at plus 7 feet. And he gets behind it. He gets a hold of the ball so high in its arc that he really just has to bring it straight down. He doesn't have to do anything else to it at all, and that's why he's so effective right there in the middle.
A John Child service error will give it back to Mount Olive. Here's Shearman on the serve. King pops it, Shinzing sets it, and Arliss, wow! Where did he come from? Caleb Arliss had a full arm of steam and slammed that one back. It is set point, 24-17. We have Grayson Lawrence back in. He has been phenomenal tonight, getting his first action of the season. Aaron Campbell also checks in. Look for North Greenville to go to him here on the set point. Unless Lawrence can trim the net again. He will, and he does it again! That's the third set going to North Greenville at 25-17. And Grayson Lawrence continues his phenomenal night, getting four points tonight, 3 of them aces after trimming the net.
I really didn't think he'd be able to do it again, but I think he's trying at this point, and he's just that good.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it at this rate. So North Greenville takes the third set. They go up in sets 2-1. We'll head to the 4th set. North Greenville with a chance to close out Mount Olive and to improve on this young season. We'll step away and be back for the 4th set. Don't go away here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Ready for the 4th set between North Greenville and Mount Olive. It has been another fantastic atmosphere here at Hayes Gymnasium to witness another fantastic North Greenville men's volleyball game. After that heartbreaking loss to 5, the Crusaders have rebounded to take a 2-1 set advantage over Mount Olive. And here in the 4th set, they can try and close it out. Here's what's at stake. North Greenville looking to go 3-1 overall through the first 4 games for them over the season as well, and try and snag a second conference win, which would be crucial. Mount Olive what's at stake for them. They're looking to remain undefeated in both overall and conference play. They are looking for their second conference win. But they are going to have to face a motivated North Greenville team, and they can feel this one in range. Matthew McManaway urging his team on.
And for North Greenville, this would be a chance to establish themselves as a legitimate contender in the Conference Carolinas. They barely lost to Pfeiffer. They'd be 2-1 in the conference. And Mount Olive is the unofficially ranked 16th team in the country. They only have the top 15 in D1 volleyball. And that would be a major step forward for this North Greenville team.
And that's going to be a great way to start it. John Childs bounces it off the elbow of a Mount Olive defender, and North Greenville goes up 1-0. That's been his game tonight. John Childs, another strong one. Shinzing serves. Now Mount Olive will have a chance to return. And blocked, but Thomas is there to save it for the Trojans. The set, and Rutledge pops it over. No problem for Arliss. Shinzing sets. Here comes Rhine. And did it touch anybody? No. Clean shot out of bounds, and Mount Olive goes up, gets on the board. Peyton Shearman on the serve. Sends this one in. King pulls another one, and now McManaway he did get it inbounds. Looked like that one spun off the side of his hand, but he got it in. It's 2-1. Now here's Childs back to serve again. Thomas pulls that one down for the Trojans. The set, and the setter for Mount Olive, Jeff Yasalanis, not to be outdone by Shinzing's kill earlier, gets one of his own. That will tie us up at 2. And now Mike Mann. He was dangerous in the first set, and will serve it in. Arliss handles his serve. Shinzing sets. Here is Ryan, and he gets it to bounce off of Mann for the point for NGU. McManaway back to serve. He likes that far side corner. That's where he'll stick to it. And this one's going to drop in the corner. 8-ball corner pocket for Matthew McManaway. Shearman, for sure, thought that one was going out. McManaway serves it again. Shearman gets to this one. Here comes Shearman, and a great job by Shinzing to stop that one. Now Arliss pops it over. Thomas gets to it. Yasalonis sets. Holoboic gets blocked, and they're not going to be able to return it. It's 5-2 North Greenville out in front. McManaway serves again. This one low, but Thomas gets to it. Set by Yasalonis, far side, and Arliss blocks the attacker, and it stays in bounds. Brett Rutledge went up against Arliss and lost.
North Greenville has come out swinging in this game, and they are showing they are not going to let up early in this set, and they have taken over handily by 4 points very early.
And they forced Mount Olive to burn a timeout. Up 4 at 6-2 here on the North Greenville Sports Network. Coming out of the Mount Olive timeout, we got a quick update from Alan Cahaley on other sports for North Greenville.
Yeah, Mount Olive men's basketball has pulled away from North Greenville a little bit, 44-35 with 2:45 remaining in the first half.
halftime adjustments look to be in order for Coach Lister and that squad as McManaway serves this one out of bounds. And a point will go to Mount Olive, so the timeout so far serving its purpose. They've got the serve back. Let's see if they can keep it up. Here's Rutledge. He'll go back to serve. Left-handed serve to Childs. Shinzing, one-handed set. Arliss gets blocked, but Vailu is there to back him up. Here's the near side, and Ryan. Did he get it off a block? Yes, he did.
The Trojans not happy with that call at all.
Gonna give a quick shout out to the North Greenville women's soccer team. They're just off to our right. Not sure if you can hear it during the break, but they are leading the chance so far here in Hayes. And Vailu'u gets the block going up against Sidau. It's 8-3. Grind to serve, gets it over. Here comes the set by Yesalonis, near side, short-handed. Grind got a hand underneath it. Now Arliss puts it over. Mount Olive looking to return, and King with the great dig, and Shinzing pops it over. Mount Olive will try a third time, and King unable to get to that one. Great rally, though, by North Greenville. Stopping it 2 times, but Mount Olive wins the war, and it's 8-4.
All around, great effort tonight by both teams, and especially North Greenville. A lot of diving saves have been made. And especially Dustin King, just incredible athleticism on his part to make quite a few plays, diving across the court and coming from across the floor just to save the play.
Defensively, it has been Dustin King and Alexander Shinzing's game. The serve by the Trojans. Arliss to Shinzing. Here comes Childs, inbound, and the point for NGU. 9-4. Coach Banfield telling his team to keep it up. Here's Arliss to serve. Sends it in, and it's going to go up and come back down for a point to NGU as Shearman skied this one away from everybody. And it's 10-4, North Greenville up 6. Arliss again to serve. Sends this one in. Shearman has to go down and get that one. Set by Yasalonis. And Mount Olive's going to take the point as Shearman came back to it and sent it into the backcourt against North Greenville. We're at 10-5. Mount Olive already down that one timeout. They were forced to burn it after North Greenville came out of the in-between set break after a 6-2 lead. Mount Olive called a timeout. So far since then, North Greenville 4-3 in points taken so far. Here's the serve by Sidau. Shinzing sets it, and Vailu'u snuck around from the near side and pounded it in to the court floor on the Mount Olive side.
And don't underestimate the importance of that early lead. You establish your position of dominance in the set, and you force Coach Heller to take a timeout that he doesn't want to take that early in the game in what could potentially be a game-deciding set for the whole match.
Vailu'u definitely feeling it, but unable to get it over the net. The service there will give Mount Olive the serve back. It's 11-6. And now here is Yasalonis to serve. Sends it in to Childs. Here's Shinzing. McManaway up off the block. Childs there to back him up. Shinzing sets again. Near side. Here's Ryan. This one's going to bounce straight up in the roof. Hit a lights fixture. Mount Olive is going to get to it. And it's going to go over the block of McManaway and Shinzing. And Mount Olive gets the lead down to 4. Yasalonis to serve again. Arliss, here's Shinzing setting. Far side, Childs gets it in! don't think anybody from Mount Olive wanted to touch that one. I couldn't even see it. I'm serious. Is there any way we get a radar gun out here, please?
That would be pretty fascinating. I know campus security has one. Maybe we can get them to bring it out.
This block straight up in the air into the stands, and a point to Mount Olive.
I wonder if they'd share. I've always wanted to try to use one of those.
Me too. That'd be cool to get to say that. 12-8.
Reminds me of that office scene where it was set up outside, and at the last second as the car was coming by, Michael Scott ran by.
Here comes John Childs. He's blocked, and it's going to be a point to Mount Olive. The Trojans back within 3, and the Trojans still fired up. They're not quitting. Shearman on to serve. Sends it in. King handles it. Here's Shenzing. McMahon away. Doesn't get the contact, and it's out of bounds. And, yep, had a feeling Coach Benfield's going to call a timeout, and here it is. Mount Olive has cut the lead to 2. We sit at 12-10 as North Greenville heads to the bench to talk things over and try and steal the momentum back in this potential game-deciding set on the North Greenville Sports Network. North Greenville's had their lead cut to 2. Mount Olive trying to complete the comeback. Sherman serves it, and here comes North Greenville's return. And he's able to save that one as Childs smoked it over. King again with another great dig. Shenzing sets back to Childs. He's repulsed. Shenzing sets it. Can Ryan get it over? Yes, he can. Now Mount Olive will have a chance. And Mann will get Mount Olive within 1. Mike Mann returning to his set 1 form. And Mount Olive has almost completed the comeback. Shearman serves into the net. That's the breaking you needed to get a little bit of breathing room in the serve back. Childs back to serve again. Here it comes. Thomas gets to it for the Trojans. Now to the far side and in for Britt Rutledge. And now it seems we have been teleported back to the first set where the lead has been cut to 1 and we're back and forth.
Coach Bettenfield telling his team he just wants to pick up the pace a little bit.
That serve out of bounds from Mann. So whenever Mount Olive gets the ball back, unable to push the advantage, and it's 14-12. North Greenville again with the break, and they'll get the serve. And here we have number 9. He's had quite a night so far. We'll go over what he's done in just a minute, but that's Grayson Lawrence back on. Let's see if he can continue his hot streak. Lawrence to serve, over the net, okay. Mount Olive will have a chance to return. Blocked in bounds by Vailu'u and Arliss. So Lawrence doesn't trim the net, but North Greenville still gets a point. Maybe he'll aim for it. Maybe he'll aim for it this time. Lawrence back to serve again. Lawrence puts it into play. We have a whistle and point North Greenville.
It's like a rotational error on Mount Olive.
And the official explaining it to Coach David Heller. Looks like this one is going to stand. How often do you see a rotational error?
Not often. I mean, these teams play and practice a lot, so they go through it a whole lot. But it can get pretty confusing. You got guys that will be on the near side, front row, and they start out on the right side, but they're going to play on the near side, and then you don't get people switching back, and it can get kind of confusing if you're not paying attention.
After that, it's 16-12. North Greenville up 4. Lawrence serving again, sends it in. Shearman. Yasalonis back to Shearman. Childs gets it. Here comes the set by Shinzing near side. Ryan out of bounds, though. It didn't hit anybody, so it'll be a point to the Trojans. Now Lawrence heads back to the bench. Here comes Matthew McManaway. Nope, he heads back as well. Okay.
McManaway was subbed in for Lawrence, and King was subbed in for McManaway.
Makes sense. Now here comes Arliss, and a great dig by Mount Olive. They're able to keep it in play, but not that shot. And no, it is. Went off a North Greenville block. Brett Rutledge saves the Trojans. 16-14, Mount Olive again trying to come back. Rutledge, the serve, sends it in. Childs gets to it. Here's a set by Shinzing. Vailuu gets it in off the block. (17-14). Here's Ryan back to serve. Serving to play by Ryan. There's a set, near side, and out of bounds. Did it? Nope, it didn't touch anybody's block. Holovoet can't get it in. It's 18-14. Time called momentarily. Shoe timeout. Yep, that's Rutledge.
Rutledge doing a great job of tying his shoes under pressure right now.
And he's back up and ready to go. Ryan to serve. Low serve, but handled by the Trojans. Here comes the set. Near side, Holovoet goes off speed. Another great save by Ryan. It's going to go over, though. Arliss gets the return shot, and Vailuu gets blocked. But again, Arliss, great dig. Here comes Ryan. He gets it. No, he doesn't. Great dig on the other side by Shearman. Childs. Shinzing, Arliss, far side, up off the block, and Thomas has got to it from Mount Olive. King with a great dig for North Greenville. Here's Shinzing, and Childs gets blocked. That's another tough pill to swallow for North Greenville, but they're still up 3.
What a rally by both teams. Great way to stay with it.
Peyton Shearman comes up big again for Mount Olive. Let's see if he can do it again here. Shinzing tries to do the quick flip. Mount Olive is able to keep it in, but not before they get called for 4 hits. North Greenville take the point. Good awareness again by Shinzing. That's only the second time he's done that flip tonight, but when he has, it's counted. Here's Arliss back to serve. Sends this one in, floats it. Mount Olive gets to it. Here's the set, and Shinzing able to cover that soft serve. Now Ryan, near side, blocked back, and a punch back, and it's gotten over the net by Childs, falling down one-handed. But again, Mount Olive and Andrew Seidow respond and find the hole, and they cut the lead back down to 3, 19-16. Both teams left with 1 timeout, and if anybody goes on a run now, somebody's going to call a timeout. There's Shinzing on the set. Childs far side, blocked, out of bounds though. Point NGU. (2016), the correct date. we've got Christopher Moy on to serve. Short serve by Moy. Thomas gets to it. And here comes a shot by Shearman. Moy gets to that one. Doesn't hit the roof. Shinzing sets it. Ryan blocked. Again, Moy, great dig. Will it land in? No, it won't. Another substitution. North Greenville trying to find the right combo. King comes back in. Serve from Mount Olive. And off the post. He hit the post. Yasalanis hit the post, and it's 21-17. Serve back to Alexander Shinzing and North Greenville, 4 away. Serve by Shinzing, too much on that one, out of bounds.
I think Shinzing got just a little bit excited on that serve. If we had another court, that would have landed in on the other side of the next court.
So back to Shearman and Mount Olive. Comes a serve from the Trojans. This one's into the net. So back-to-back service errors have North Greenville up 4, 22-18. Childs on to serve for North Greenville. From the near side, sends it in, and this one's in!
He picked that back line, and he could not have cut it any closer. There was no room for error on that serve.
Final timeout taken by Mount Olive to try and stop this run. It's 23-18. North Greenville 2 away from trying to take the game against the Trojans. We'll step away for a short break and bring you these last few exciting points possibly for North Greenville to try and close out Mount Olive here on the North Greenville Sports Network. It's coming down to the wire between North Greenville and Mount Olive. We sit at 23-18. North Greenville with the serve. 2 away from a match victory. Here's Childs on to serve. Recovered by Mount Olive. Yessalona sets, and Mike Mann not done yet. Mike Mann, fantastic night for Mount Olive. At the end of the first set, now updating, he has 10 kills so far.
I'm having a hard time believing the speed at which the ball is moving tonight. We don't see it move like this on an average night.
No.
And there's some strong hits, but just the consistency at which the speed at which these balls have been moving has been incredible.
Arles had the shot, but it was saved by Mann. Shinzing sets again. McManaway will try. Mann there to stop it again. And from the near side, out of bounds. King gets out of the way. Point to North Greenville as Hollavoet couldn't get it down. 24-19, match point for North Greenville. Matthew McManaway to serve on match point.
It's getting very loud here in Hayes Gymnasium.
All right, we're ready. Here's McManaway on the serve. Sends it in. Thomas gets to it. Here's the set. Near side, Hollavoet up off the block. Childs is there on the recovery. Shinzing to Arles, and he got it in!
Wow. What a game. Yet again.
Caleb Arles, number 11. Across the court. Again, we've seen him do that plenty of times, especially here tonight. From the far side corner of the net, all the way across to the near sideline, seals the deal for North Greenville. And in 4 sets, It's 25-19. North Greenville wins this match against Mount Olive, and what a year this difference has. What a year a difference makes.
What a difference a year makes, yes.
What a difference a year makes. That one.
We'll get there. That was an incredible game. Way to stay with it by North Greenville. And Mount Olive comes in, and they came to play tonight. They did an excellent job. Mike Mann. Came to play, especially him. Just an excellent game overall by both teams.
Mount Olive takes their first loss of the young season, 2-1, 1-1 in conference play. North Greenville improves to 3-1, 2-1 in Conference Carolinas. Quick look at some of the final numbers for the visiting Trojans. Mike Mann, a great night for him, 11 kills. You've got Peyton Shearman, he had another fantastic night, 14 kills for him. Now switching to the North Greenville side, you've got 2 Crusaders in double figures as well. John Childs finishes the night with 15 kills. Matthew McManaway at 10. And Alexander Shenzing, an amazing defensive night, totals 4 kills along with 6 digs for number 5, Shenzing.
And let's not forget the contribution that Grayson Lawrence made as well in the game, especially coming in late in the game and serving off the net multiple times.
It won't necessarily show up in the stat sheet, but he had 3 serves that trimmed the net tonight for an ace against Mount Olive, and that, you have a feeling that was what propelled North Greenville to this victory. Put one of the freshmen in and have one of their strong talents step up like he did.
In one of his very first official regular season NCAA games. Great game.
Also, got to give a shout out to Dustin King. He got 7 digs tonight. Great defensive performance for the libero, the starting libero tonight for NGU.
And an upset by North Greenville. An excellent measuring stick game. Came in, proved themselves, and certainly sets North Greenville up looking for a better volleyball season this year, and something that will certainly become an event to go to this spring semester.
North Greenville not done yet. They will have a quick turnaround as they will face the Barton College Bulldogs out of Wilson, North Carolina. Barton making the trip down I-95, across 20, and then up 26. That game will be tomorrow at 4 p.m. January the 30th, and then we will be done for the month of January in 2016. Taking a look at February again. Basketball doubleheader on the 3rd, the same day as baseball takes on Anderson for their first game of the season. Women's basketball will have the monumental task of upending defending conference champions Limestone on the women's side, and the North Greenville men's game against Limestone is also guaranteed to be a good one. Those games at 5:30 and 7:30. Then we have baseball against Lander on the 4th, that game at 3. And to the best of my knowledge, we still have a softball game against Francis Marion. That's same day as well. Softball. That game will be, well, the first game for that series will start at 2. So that's a look ahead at the month of February. Meanwhile, we still have one more game to take care of in January. These victorious young men tonight will take on Barton tomorrow and try to improve to 4-1. What a turnaround it has been for North Greenville men's volleyball regardless. So we thank you for watching and listening to us for another fantastic thriller from Hayes Gymnasium. Grace Sutherland, Caleb Johnson on the call, Alan Cahaley producing, Alan Ellis running camera. And I think that's going to do it for us here tonight from Hayes. We hope to see you tomorrow at 4 p.m. as you join us for more men's basketball action. This has been an exciting production of men's volleyball action here from Hayes. Thank you for watching and listening. Hope to catch you tomorrow. Thank you and good night.